Welcome back to the best format of Magic the Gathering, and that is Pioneer. We are still playing this mono-white Ponza land destruction list. So the deck and the deck tech is basically the same as we discussed in the last video. I just made some changes here just to play a bit around, see how you could modify the deck, how you could add some extra spice or make it a bit more versatile. Just experimenting a bit with what works and what doesn't. So one thing I did, which I indicated last time as well, is to go down to Beza here to add two Wandering Emperors, just to give one more very flexible and dangerous removal piece, which can also function as an engine to create tokens and pressure the opponent, depending on the matchup. So this can be great against control, whereas I think Beza is a bit worse against these control decks. All right. And the next thing is we went down one farewell to add this big Ugin, which has, I think, pretty good synergy with the deck. So whenever you play something like the Candy Trail or Mazemind Tome, this is going to exile one permanent from the opponent, which has one or more colors. Unfortunately, this doesn't affect lands, so lands do not count as something having color. So only permanents like creatures and enchantments, planeswalkers. So this has, I think, a great synergy, a great combo here with the other options of recurring stuff from the graveyard with the Serra Paragon to just replaying something, exile again. And apart from that, it's great for stabilizing life gain, drawing cards, and potentially sometimes adding colorless mana, which you might use to pop your Candy Trail or Mazemind Tome, or use one of your utility lands. The ultimate is could also be alright, but I think we're not going to use it that often. So what this Ugin is doing basically, it's just so that when you enter a game state where you have 7+ mana, where you're already highly favored to win the game, you can use it to really shut the door, really get the game in lockdown and walk away with the victory here. But apart from that, it doesn't change that much actually from how the rest of the deck works. It's really just some sort of I win button you can pull out towards the end of the game. I'm not sure if I would want to keep this in the list in the deck, because I find myself boarding it out quite often. So against control, you really don't want it because it's too expensive. It's too easy for them to counter or just remove after one activation. It's great against midrange, I think. It's too slow against aggro, against tempo. So just have to experiment a bit and see. You also really don't want this in your opening hand, especially against something like the black decks that can just thought these away and then your win condition is gone. But yeah, something just to try out. Then in the sideboard, the only change I made here is to bring in the Soul Guide Lantern for the Scrabbling Clause. It's pretty much, cards are pretty much doing the same thing. It's just here to experiment to see how this works differently, how well this fits in the shell compared with the Scrabbling Clause. So let's spin this for some games and see how it does. All right, so we go first. And this hand is slow, but I think we still keep it. So we have the option to wipe the board if things go wrong. I have one removal piece here. Now, if we are up against Rakdos midrange and they thought this and hit the annex, that can be bad, but let's take the risk here. So, okay. Don't know what this is. Let's see. So this might be a good option to go aggressive with the fields. Okay. Let's keep up removal. If they do nothing, we kill one of the lands. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so we blow this up. Now this is this enchantments deck, Beanstalk. I don't know how many basics they're running, so this will be something to figure out. Yeah, we keep up. Well, yeah, let's keep up the get loss and then eventually use one of the fields. Okay. Yeah. So Farewell is going to be great in this matchup, but we will wait for them to commit more to the board. Now we might get lost the Overlord here, but since it does nothing now, we can just wait for another Beanstalk. So let's wait. Now, I'm not too scared of what they are going to do next turn, so we could consider just blowing up another land and getting down the Serra Paragon. But yeah, let's maybe check how many basics they're running, because I actually don't know. Let's hope we don't regret this. They are out of basics. Wow, that's crazy. So no, then let's just go ahead and minimize the lands here. So then we can go Serra Paragon, replay one field, and just keep on stone running them. All right, so now feeling quite good here. We have the Farewell left if things should go wrong. Let's see what they can do. Yeah. Okay. So they are going to use this and then, okay, we could just get lost in response. Let me see if we have enough mana to do that. Spread this out. Return one of the fields then. So they might go ahead and kill the Serra Paragon. Yeah. So now that's me thinking if we should maybe be a bit more patient, hit the Farewell, so then we can grab the Serra Paragon from under this ley line. Let's see what they're doing. So I think we kill this now because we don't want them to get more lands since they are getting low right now. Want to keep them under pressure here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So again, and we will Farewell and then replay one of the fields from our graveyard and then just keep piling up the pressure here. Or actually, we could also just Day of Judgment. That might be more reasonable here, I think. Yeah, let's do it like this. So then we replay one of the fields. Now, I don't think we keep up anything. It instant speed here, just do it right away. Alright. Just to really pressure them with their mana here. So now, oh, should have gone for the forest actually, so that was, no, well, let's see. Now we can field twice. Next turn, if they don't do anything, they don't. That's great. So let's, we did, okay, so let's use this here. And they scoop. Okay. So let's see how we board here. So this seems already suited quite well to deal with what they are doing. Could consider a high noon, but don't think it's really necessary here. I'm leaning towards just running it back the same way we played it, because also the March is not exactly great because they can play their Overlords for the impending costs, and we would have to remove it for their mana value. So they play for free, we have to pay 5 or even 6 with the March, so I think we keep that out. As far as I know, they do not have any graveyard synergy here, so yeah, let's just try it like this again. So they run one basic, one plains. This hand is low on interaction, but we can find it with scrying, hopefully. We have some land destruction here. And we can try to get quite aggressive here. Cut them off their colors. Oh, they multi 5, that's insane, alright. Okay. So they shut down our graveyard, but I don't know if they were, let's see if this is good. I think this is okay here. Yeah, let's keep this maybe. I don't know if they were mulliganing to find this ley line. If they did, they might have overestimated what we are doing with that wave graveyard quite heavily, I think. But alright, let's get down this Mazemind Tome. Yeah, I hope they weren't mulliganing to find this here. This would have been brutal for them. So I think we just go ahead right now. Don't wait. Cut them off green here. Yeah. It's fine, we just scry. We can get this back eventually. Get lost is great. Although we're gonna shuffle anyway. And then get down Kenny Trail. So now they're off green. So they will not be able to ramp with the Overlord if they were planning to do that. So this is good here. Keep that. Oh, I should have maybe shipped away the Serra Paragon. It's quite redundant, but okay. So now we just stone red them again. I think this game might already be over. Yeah, they scoop it up. All right, well that was great. Okay, so GG. So I just realized that I forgot to give some post-matchup or some post-match discussion of this matchup with the Zur Overlords deck. So I've just imported the deck here in Arena to briefly go over the matchup again, give it some thoughts. So the main engine, the main mechanism by which this deck is working is they put down this Up the Beanstalk, and then they just play a ton of spells that are triggering Up the Beanstalk, so you need to play something with mana value 5 or greater, and this will then draw them a card. And they can do that by 2 ways. So the first is these Overlords, they can impend them for less than what they cost, so this will then trigger the Beanstalk anyway, so they are going to draw with these things, create value. And the second is the Leyline Binding, so they play a lot of different land types, and this will make the Leyline Binding very cheap. So this is another thing. So they are basically removing something from your board, and at the same time they are drawing, creating value. So this is what they are trying to do. And if we attack this properly, I think we have a pretty good matchup here. So I'm not sure if I'm overestimating this, but this feels like it should be 70% in our favor, at least, because they don't have many means to really get this thing out of control, out of reach for us. We always have good chances to come back. So anyway, one thing you saw in the game was to attack the green mana of them, to be very aggressive with the fields. And the reason for that is, first, they will not be able to play this beanstalk, so either go aggressive with the lands here, or just flat out remove, interact with the beanstalk. So this is a crucial piece for them. If they are not able to draw cards each turn, they will just run out of steam very soon. And the next thing is the next priority target for us, or like what we also hit when we hit the green sources, is this Overlord of the Hauntwoods. So this, to impend this, they need 2 green and 1 colorless mana, or 1 mana of any color. And this is how they might be able to get some counterplay against our deck, because this is then producing lands for them. So if we try to get them off color and they manage to get out these Overlords of the Hauntwoods, they will be able to still ramp, to still get on their colors, to still follow the game plan. So if we are able to lock down these 2 things, up the Beanstalk and the Overlord of the Hauntwoods, the game is basically over. As you saw, there's nothing they can do against this if they are not getting on their colors, on their mana. And the other things they are doing are not that scary. So the Overlord of Flopits is just drawing cards, and Overlord the Mismores is producing tokens. But all of these things are very easily handled with the Farewell we are playing. So I think they should not be fast enough to produce enough, present enough threats for us to really get out of control. So there should always be some means for us to get the board state under control, and then just get back into the game, grind down their lands, and take it from there. The next thing is then, of course, the Zur. So this can animate one of the Overlords here, and then by attacking, they are again triggering their effect. But this is again easily interacted with if you just hold up one of your spells and just kill the target of this Zur, as we also saw it in the game. Vanishing Verse is not doing that much against us. We have some things they can remove, but we don't worry about this. And our engines, the Mazemind Tome and Candy Trail, they are not colored, so they're not hit by this. So these would be annoying if they were removed, but still, so it's not a good target for the Vanishing Verse. And Fatal Push as well, hitting nothing from us if they're not triggering Revolt. And then what might they bring in from the sideboard? So let's quickly check this. So they have some counter spells they could bring in here. So the Disdainful Stroke, this might be an issue if they create a good board state and then are just countering our mana, our sweepers with this. So have to be mindful of that. So for 1 blue, 1 colorless, 2 mana, they will be able to counter your board wipes. So take care of this. Try to not let them hold up this mana. And if you suspect them to have that and you were quite aggressive with your fields, you can also just kill one of their blue sources, and so then just to make extra sure that they are not getting you here. And the same with Mystical Dispute. So this is a horrible counter against us since we're not running blue. So this, I think, should not be an issue. Pick your poison. Yeah, they can do that. They can kill a Candy Trail or a Mazemind Tome. But I think this is a bad 1v1 trade for them. And we would be quite happy if someone destroys our Mazemind Tome, so that way we can get them back from the graveyard, and so they're not getting exiled. We can recur them with the Serra Paragon. Then Rip again could be an issue, but still opponents often overestimate what we're doing with the graveyard, so wouldn't be worried about this, and neither about the get loss. So I think this is in general just an amazing matchup for us. So their game plan is easily stopped, easily interacted with by what we have in our deck, and what they bring in from the sideboard is really not that scary at all. So yeah. We go second. This card is lacking a 2-drop or interaction, but we're keeping it, and then we try to scry into it with the Candy Trail. If we, this is scary. So this is Aggro here, and we currently do not have a means of interacting with what they're doing, so we have to hope that we are gonna live long enough to find something here. Get out is alright, but the issue is that we only have a tapped white source, so if they are fast enough, we are gonna die to this. Okay, so they are missing a land drop. This is great. This is amazing, actually. Oh no, they don't. Sorry. So commander phase is done. But start is still rather slow, so this Montes Rage, they will be able to play that. So, haha. So I think we maybe play this Blast Zone and pop the Candy Trail and try to draw into a white source. This will give us 3 life. Yeah, difficult to say. If we just play this tap white source, we are shields down. We're not getting life, so maybe was the better play. I don't know. We will have to see if we are gonna survive this now. So with the monstrous rage, they are gonna pump this to a 4-2, I think. Yeah, so that's prowess. And then they might play something like the a monstrous wood spear or lower. Okay. So does this have haste? It does, I think. So now we're down to 10. With the Candy Trail we go up to 13, but we really need to find something now. Because I don't see that we're going to survive next turn when they can attack with the etching of Commando as well. Mazemind Tome. Yeah, so that's not enough. So I guess there's nothing better now than just to get this down. Play the Mazemind Tome. Scry into a white source and hope we survive. We could have tried to Field of Ruin their Den of the Bugbear and then play Castle Ardenvale untapped and wipe the board with Day of Judgment. I think that it would have been the better play, but I don't see how we are going to survive this anyway. So they bring us down to 2 here, and if they have one more thing they can go face, that's it. Yeah, so it would have been enough either way. I think we scoop here and just try to find some better, construct a better post-board deck here against mono red aggro. So Ugin is too slow for sure, and I think the farewells might also be too slow. Serra Paragon, about that I'm not sure. So we definitely want the marches, and the ejects are too slow as well. And Hynums can also be great here, and then we might want to, oops, sorry, there was a blast zone, we need that. Go down one demo field, put in a mountain. Now, I think we may want the Paragon first of all as a blocker, and then also to recur things from the graveyard and get some life out of it. So I'm inclined to go down these farewells here. Restoration might be too slow as well, so we could consider going down these and instead insert either more interaction or the farewells, since they might play the cutter too. Yeah. It's a tough call. We might keep it because it helps us to ramp into a second white source, which we will then need desperately for Day of Judgment and the other 4-drops, which are gonna prolong the game for us. So let's maybe run it like this and see what happens. Alright. Sun's Bindings could be scary here, since we run a lot of non-basics with all the demo fields. Okay, this is alright. So, well, it's a bit annoying that we are missing a white source, but I think what we do is we play Castle Ardenvale tapped. They're gonna drop some 1-drop Commando Faces Kakazan or a Monstrous Squid Spear. They attack us for 1, and then next turn we go put down this High Noon, so then they are forced to play only 1 spell per turn, so this will slow down things quite a bit. So they even are not playing a 1-drop, that's great, so they might go face here with a burn spell or something like that. So let's go ahead and get down High Noon, and I'm feeling much better now, so next we can play the Restoration, start looping things with the Serra Paragon. We are still lacking interaction, which is an issue, but soon these blast zones are up and can keep them up to interact with their 1 or 2 drops. Alright. Yeah, so that's not too scary. So they're just hitting us for free here. I guess next turn they might go ahead and use this Monstrous Rage. So Get Lost is amazing. We will, I think, get down. Well, that's interesting now. So let's maybe cheat in this Candy Trail. So I guess try now. Don't need another High Noon, and also I think we don't need another Restoration. So get these down, and then we can play the Serra Paragon, I think. And next turn we can loop the Candy Trail. Would have been a case to keep up the Get Lost as well. But since they are not dealing with the High Noon yet, I'm not too scared of what they're doing. So yeah, they're pumping it, so that's not an issue. It's now up to, we might even consider trading this year. So they would hit us down to what? Down to 10. They cannot cast another spell, so maybe just wait here. Okay, that's alright. And we now have another blocker here potentially, and they might also at some point attack with this Den of the Bugbear, so we can get down this demo field. We can potentially blow up the Den of the Bugbear. Now, I'm somewhat inclined to just pass the turn, keep up our spells here, see what they do. Yeah, so they might go face now, or yeah, they do. That's fine. So we're still rather high on our life total. Next turn we can either blow up this show off. Okay. So they will not be able to attack here. If they do, we trade, I think, or do we? Now let's blow this up, and then we can pop the Candy Trail, get our life, replay it next turn. So this game is, I think it's over, so depending on what they have in store, maybe some big Chandra Planeswalker that can swing their game in their favor again, but I'm rather confident now that we got this. So what's going to be interesting is then the next game. So how fast of a start will they have next turn? Next game. This is something to see. But you could see quite well how great this High Noon is in the matchup. It's really buying us so much time. And now we're gonna get 5 life if we pop this, so let's get this Get Lost. Okay, and they scoop it up. So now it's gonna be crucial. We have to see if we can survive next game. Do we want to change something here? I don't think we do. So there would be an argument, a rationale to bring in this eject to have more interaction up, but at 3 mana it's rather slow, maybe too slow, and we would have to cut something of our 4-drops, which are again cards which will help us stabilize here. Let's try again. Fingers crossed that they are not having a too explosive start. We now should be a bit mindful to have interaction, to not be too slow with tap lands. Might need to mulligan a bit aggressively here, so yeah, I would like to keep this, but against aggro, I think we're not gonna survive long enough to really get the value out of this hand. So let's mulligan, try to do better. This is definitely better. Question is what we are gonna shuffle back in our deck here. So I would like to keep all of these cards. We could shuffle back the mountain, hope we draw another land. Since we go second and have 2 draw steps to find something. If we don't, is it an issue? I'm not sure. Anyway, the mountain is not going to help us much with casting this Day of Judgment, so I think I would want to shuffle back the mountain. Let's hope we don't regret this. Pay this castle tapped and then get lost the VIP threat, whatever they're trying to pump. So they did mulligan quite aggressively as well. Unfortunately, we will also, so this is also going to intertap the second Castle Ardenvale, so we don't have a plains. This is no plains. So the plan will then be play Field of Ruin, keep Get Lost up, and kill one of their creatures, whatever they're going to pump next in their next attack. Take it from there. Okay, that's okay, so their start doesn't seem to be that scary yet, so let's see what else they are going to draw. Okay, they are gonna, I guess they wait for us to interact. The question is, do we take this 2 damage? So if they now play a creature, we basically wasted a lot of life if we don't kill something, but no, let's wait. Take it, see what they do. If they play something more dangerous, we will use Get Lost to remove that. Otherwise, I think we go for the Swift Spear, perhaps, or now let's do Soulscar Mage. Doesn't really matter. So, okay. Chandra, okay. So they're gonna play that next turn. They don't have enough mana now. Okay, it's fine. So we are down to 8 now. What does this do? Adds red mana, okay. So they might have another 1-drop here. So what we need to do long term is get down this Beza to stabilize. We're gonna kill one of these 2 now, and next turn we're gonna kill the Planeswalker. And then what they have left is gonna be 1 creature, and we just need to hope that they don't have enough pump spells or burn spells to kill us here before we can stabilize. Okay. This is good, this blast zone. So get down Castle Ardenvale, so next turn we have the option of casting Beza, which will get us 4 life and a blocker. And then we stand to see what they do with this Chandra, if they plus it for a mana or plus it for drawing a card. Yeah. Depending on what they hit with this map token, we could also consider blowing up the Swift Spear, so this is gonna save us 3 life. They will draw this boat wave, I think, and then we can pressure the Chandra with our Beza, because we would go down to 4, which is not great. Boat wave is gonna put us to 1, so, but then again, Beza is gonna put us up to 5, so yeah, hard to say what we kill here. So if we kill this, we can go up to 11, which is amazing, and they are gonna have trouble defending this Chandra. So what does it do? It does exile cards from library. That's really a tough call. So now I don't know what's right. So I'm trying to get rid of this Swift Spear, since there's a relying on creatures to use their pump spells. Maybe they have some more pump spells in hand here. We get on the Beza, get our life, and then take it from there. Just try to pressure Chandra with our Beza, and eventually draw into something better with the Mazemind Tome. Hopefully we have this blast zone up. Yeah, so Scrum Mage, okay. Okay, Wizard's Lightning. They are applying quite the pressure now with this burn that they have here. So, okay. This is a great draw, but we don't have anything yet that we can recur from the graveyard, so would be better with some more mana. I think their land, which can burn us, needs 4 mana in total. Not gonna hover over to not remind them of it. So let's go and attack this Chandra, I think. Or now the question is, do we keep up the Blast Zone to kill their 1-drops? Or do we play the Serra Paragon as a second blocker and take it from there? Could also go with Restoration, draw a land, play the Mazemind Tome. So they are gonna, yeah. We also need to get rid of this Chandra, I think. So let's go ahead, attack this, see what they do. Keep up the Blast Zone next turn. Yeah. It's a difficult game, so I'm not sure if I'm playing this correctly. They are attacking. Okay, so I think we need to blow this up now to save this 2 mana. They should play their Wizard's Lightning now, so they're not losing the mana advantage of it, which they do. Okay. Okay, that's alright, I think. Now this is gonna be scary. Next turn, depending on what they draw, we could be dead here. So this needs, yeah, this needs 4 mana, so they'll not be able to play this right now. I fear we don't have another option other than playing this Restoration of Eiganjo. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Might be too slow here. We have to really hope that they are not hitting any burn spells or any 1-drops with haste. And otherwise, well, with that, let's see. Oh no, this is hasty. Alright, so they got us here. Really unfortunate. Gonna let them do their thing here. Maybe they have some challenges for attacking, whatever. Yeah, GG. Good beats. Oh, even Monster's Rage. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, I might have misplayed this. So it was difficult. It was very difficult to play for me. So didn't quite know how to address these threats. Maybe I should have killed the Chandra first with the Get Lost and then get down the Beza to deter them from further attacking. But the question then always is if they are able to kind of go over the top of your Beza or whatever. So it's not guaranteed that you're able to trade it. They can just pump their creatures with Monstrous Rage and with their how's it the mechanical sorry prowess to go over the top of your Beza, and then you're just down a creature. But maybe that would have been a better play. Kill the Chandra, and then we still would have had Day of Judgment in hand. So that might have been a mistake here, because this was giving them quite the engine to go dig for further burn for further cards. So I think that was the issue here, the misplay. And apart from that, we were a bit unlucky with our lands. So a lot of tapped lands here, and planes came slowly. We did not draw a further land which we could have used then to play the Serra Paragon. So using the Blast Zone put us down one land, which made it then impossible to replay or to play Serra Paragon here. So I think, yeah, that was basically the mistake. I think to use the Get Lost on the creature instead of the Chandra. So this kind of snowballed, because then in the end we were forced to use the Blast Zone on on the creature, which we couldn't block since yeah, just to conserve our life total. And this then put us down one land, which was crucial, with which we couldn't play another blocker here, Serra Paragon, since we had to commit the Beza to attack their Planeswalker just to get rid of it. So I think that was basically it. So might have been some further misplays from me in this one, but with some sharper play, I think we would have had a good chance here. And this kind of shows that the deck is suited well even for aggro to play on its strengths to prolong the game. So it's quite unusual that we go so far, like turn 5, 6 even maybe, without being able to gain control. But they did a good job of pressuring us, of presenting threats continuously, of getting our life total down. So we did manage to muster enough life gain here. We're also missing Candy Trail, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it. Good game. GG. All right, so going first here. This end is great. Tried. So we're up against Kurugan. Haven't played this matchup yet. This should be Enigmatic Fires, so we'll have to figure out as we go how to approach this. I think they are playing, they should be playing a rather low number of basic lands. So it's something to see how many they run. So this is going to be a pretty nice curve. I think they're not doing anything before turn 4, so we might keep this. I would scry away the Candy Trail. Since we've got it going already, we'll try to find something more with more action. So let's see. Now, if I knew better how many basics they are playing, we could consider going more aggressive with the field here, but not actually sure. Let's wait for now. And okay, yeah, I would kind of like to check their basics here, but let's make sure we hit our land drops, and then next turn we can try fielding them twice perhaps, or keep it up and respawn what they're doing, and then maybe draw. Yeah. Okay, shock this in here. Okay. Now they do run some basics here if they play that. So good thing we didn't get too aggressive with the land destruction here. Okay. So they might run one of each basic if they use this to fix their mana. Do we want to run them of any specific color here? That's also something to figure out. But for now, I think we still wait. Might be risky depending on what they do, but could get lost something in the draw. So still wait. Be a bit patient here. Oh, it's that. Okay, so now I'm not sure. They are discovering now, and they want to find something that is gonna kind of copy the Quintorius content. Now I'm not sure if we get lost in time, if this is fizzling the combo. So let's see. Maybe go ahead and let's perhaps attack one of their colors first. So now let's do this and draw and try to find another get lost here, another move spell. So okay. So then let's it doesn't really matter, so let's try the Candy Trail, because in the worst case we can replay this with the Serra Paragon, and then we should scry to find something. Yeah, some interaction here. That's okay, but not ideal. So we might be dead if they have the combo again, so it's unfortunate, but should have scried even one more time, perhaps with the Mazemind Tome, but let's see. So this is what we would have needed, so let's put away this Day of Judgment. And let's just hope that they are not having it again here, or that they are maybe fizzling. Yeah, so they need red and white for this. Now, I fear if they kill us now, we will not be able to check their basics. Okay, so they don't have it right now. That's pretty good for us. So, and now we don't need to scroll right now. So let's keep this up and then just draw into it and go ahead and attack. So then could start blowing something up. So we should keep our 3 mana for the Queen. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not able to play this to save their Queen here. Yeah, sure. So why not just try and see how their basics look like here. So what do we want to get? Perhaps Rusars. Go ahead. And we can replay this. Keep up the Emergency Eject. What are they thinking about here? I don't think they have any interaction. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They have a place still, and then we get this down and just hold up the Emergency Eject. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Okay. So they would need 8 to play their count and then release to the Winded. Oof. Okay, that's not great, but what are they discovering into? The Dubon. Now, if we kill this now, I'm not sure if this is fizzling the combo. I'm really not sure if this works. Let's try. I have no clue. It does. Okay, great. Really not too sure about the mechanics. Okay, so then we should scry twice again. Really make sure that we find something to fizzle what they're doing. So one base, one plains, and one swamp here. All right. Sorry. Scry. And last one. Okay, they are scooping it up. So this matchup is a bit scary. We really need to get our responses lined up here. Let me check this discover mechanic if this is okay, you may cast it, so they are casting this thing then, so that's a good reason to bring in our high noons. March is, I think, not necessary because we will not be able to pay the cost of it, so the eject is fine here. And then Ugin, too slow, doesn't help us really much, neither do the farewells. So are they playing anything that would be worth to sweep here? So if they start this combo with the creatures, then the sweepers are not gonna help us. So we might be inclined to get these out of the deck. The Ugin could be okay. Yeah, but still, I don't know. Get this out as well. Yeah, try like this maybe. The Emperor's also not doing much, but we can at least use it to pressure the opponent. So the Ugin, I mean, even if we do get to resolve it, we will not be able to keep up our interaction, so kind of difficult to decide here what I think we keep him out, and then don't forget to bring in one of our mountains here. So I think I might keep all of these fields just to make sure that we can attack their mana base properly. Still, I don't know how many basics they run, so that will be something to see in the next games. Alright, let's try like this. So they might sub or board in some counter spells here to interact with what we are doing. This hand is alright, so enough interaction to fizzle their combo. And some draw with the Mazemind Tome. Okay, High Noon is great as well. So if they play a tap land here, I'm inclined to even play this High Noon, get it down. Could also play the Mazemind Tome to scry, yeah. So they should not be able to counter this now if they are running Spell Pierce, which they shouldn't when they have Garuda, so let's get this down while we can. And now we're safe for now from the Discover combo. And then next, given that they need to remove this first, we might even play the Restoration just to make sure that we hit our land drops here. And then we can double spell Mazemind Tome, keep up the Get Lost, and okay, so one of each of these basics. Alright. So now they have at least one more planes here. And yeah, let's get down the restoration, make sure that we hit our end drops here. And with the mountain, it's also nice we're gonna be able to hold up with this High Noon as a removal spell, should we need it. Stock, okay. Well, if they use these two, then they should have lots of basics, so there's probably no point in attacking the mana base here. Alright. We can now discard, should use these planes here, get it on the board, and then Demo Field, get down the Mazemind Tome, keep up the draw, and see what they do. Can interact with the Get Lost here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basics at least, but perhaps even more. I guess maybe, yeah. So this is Karuga, what is this doing? And just drawing cards. So there's nothing basically. That's fine. And yeah, I think we don't need to do anything here. So this is basically zero pressure from them. So get down the mountain and maybe even play the next Mazemind Tome. Yeah, and go ahead. So for now they're not doing much here. I also don't see and don't know how they interact with this board state of ours. Yeah, that's okay. So they've played their spell now. Okay, so 2 mountains here. They attack, I guess. That's right. And then we will start to draw. Okay. Rescue me was briefly distracted here. So they are going for the creatures now. If I saw it, I didn't pay attention now, so they might have run out of basics here. So let us kill this giant here. And also miss attacking with the architect, so sometimes I forget about this. So are they going to use this lander token? I think, yeah, anyway, let's go ahead. And so this game should be over now, so we can just interact with this Karuga, remove it, and which we are going to do now. And then whatever they're doing on their turn, so they can only play one spell, we just interact with the Get Lost or with the Emergency Eject, and then should be game, I think. Okay, they still have basics here. So maybe 2 of each. Okay, it's fine. So now we get lost this here and draw. And I think they're locked out of the game, so they might play farewell, so that would save them, I guess. But then could at least pop one of these Mazemind Tomes and could go face with one of the High Noons. So let's go ahead here. Otherworldly is also a great draw, so that way we can keep applying pressure even when they wipe the board here. Alright. So yeah, it's just keep it up like this. No need to play out the other Mazemind Tome in case they have something. Sure. So we are close to lethal here with the two High Noons we have. Might even today almost tapped out, so we might consider going face here with one of the High Noons and then just basically just go face next turn again. So let's go ahead and do this first. Do we have enough mana to do that? I think we do. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, not exactly. Yeah, so what's holding priority should be the lender tokens. I don't think they have anything else. And then we get lost this giant and attack, and this should be game, I think. Yeah. And I'll just blow this in their face. Okay, that's nice, but I think it's not enough. Oh no, yeah, it is. They stay at 1 life. So, well, no, that was a disaster. Perhaps if they kept one of their combo pieces in hand. No, they haven't. Okay, poof. That was scary here. Good game. All right. So that was really scary. So that was almost went wrong. So if they just have one of their combo pieces here, they would have killed us on this turn. So was a bit impatient here. Should have just waited. There was nothing for them to do against these two High Noons. So just play this out safe and interact with the thing they play, and then that's up. All right. So yeah, so they have a lot of basics, so it doesn't seem great to attack these lands, so they can just fetch whatever they want. You could just perhaps annoy them a little bit since they use the basics to ramp. So just while they do that, and you are also fueling them, you will arrive at some point where they run out of basics, like your joint efforts of them ramping and you fielding, but still, I think it's not worth it here to go aggressive and just keep playing the value game. And with the High Noon, you can lock down their combo. And as you saw, once the game is in a state where you just interact whatever they do, their threats are not very scary. They're not hasty. They're not producing value when they enter the turn. That's fine. And since they can only really start playing the game by turn 3 with the Karuga, you have a lot of time to develop your board to scry towards your interaction, and I guess it just seems like a pretty good matchup. Okay, so GG.